Sensei. So, for today's lesson, we're going to be making a 24-hour clock. So, what we're first going to do is once you have your Education Edition open, we're going to hit play. We're going to create a new world like always. Set it to creative. It can be a normal world. It genuinely doesn't matter. And once we're in, we will get started. But make sure to explain what events are to the kids. You're a sensei, so you're supposed to know what an event is. In the event you don't, honestly, just look at the manual. But anyway, so what we're gonna do first is once we're in our world, we're gonna open up our code document. So if a kid's doesn't look like this and their screen looks like this, make sure that you have all the kids pick the puzzle piece if that's what their screen looks like. And once you're in, you're gonna do new project and you're gonna make it clock. And here we are. So the first thing we're gonna want to do is we're gonna want to get rid of this on start. So get that out of here, and we're gonna change run to clock. Next up, we have to make some variables. So we're gonna come down to variables, and we're gonna start making some. So our first variable we're gonna make is hour. Then we're gonna add minute. Then we're gonna add day decimal. Then we're gonna add string hour. Then we're gonna add string minute. Now we're gonna just add x, y, and z, and that's all the variables that we're going to need for this. Alright, so next up, what we are going to do is we're going to get started on actually building some of the code. So in the lesson plan on the Google Doc, it may look confusing, but that's why this video is here. So the first block we are going to get is we're going to go to loops, and we're going to get while false do. First thing we're going to do is we're going to change false to true. Then what we want to do is we want to go to variables, and we're going to get set whatever the variable is to 0, and we're going to change it to day decimal. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go to math, and we're going to get a divide by block, and in on the right circle we're going to put 24,000 because that is the 24-hour clock we are hoping to get. Next up, what we are going to do is we're going to get a 0 plus 0 block, and we're going to make the second variable 6,000. And we do this because we want to end up with Minecraft. The way it works is it doesn't reset anything until 6 o'clock Minecraft time, so we need to make it with 24 divided by 4. That'll get us 6,000. So that means that, well, it'll get us 6, but we add the zeros on for time, and that will make it so it ends the day right on time with the real life clock. So we now have this. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go to gameplay, and we're going to get time query game time. Put that in there. We're going to change game time to real life time. And then that's all we have to do for this first block. So we're going to put the block in our day decimal, our set day decimal block. And that's it for that block. So next up, we're going to make another block similar to this. So we're going to go to variables, we're going to get set, and we're going to put it on there. But we're going to make it set hour too. So the first thing we're going to want to do for the hour is we're going to go to math, and we're going to get a round function because it's going to give us a lot of decimals when you try to run the game. And we don't want decimals, we want to get it in just seconds. So this is why we are adding a round button. So what we're going to do first is we're going to go to our math again, and we're going to get a 0 times 0, and we're going to make the last 0 24, and we're going to go and get day decimal and put it in this left circle. Then we're going to change round to floor. And we're going to just put it in there. And just like that, we're ready for our next block. This one's probably the hardest block shown building it. Why that just building this block is a little confusing, so we're going to get our set block. And we're setting this to minute. Now, the first thing we're going to do is we want to get a round block. So round, change it to floor. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to get a 0 times 0 block. And we're going to put it in there. Then next up, we are going to grab a, we're going to get a 0 times 0 again. That's not math. So 0 times 0. And we're going to get 2 of them. Or actually, we do need that one. But first, I left something out. We need to get, in math, we're going to get this 0 minus 0 block. And we're going to put that on the middle circle. And next up, what we're going to do is we are going to put this 0 times 0 block. Okay, take all your blocks off. I ordered it wrong, and that's fine. So 0 minus 0 is going to be the first block. Then we add our 0 times 0. And then we are going to get our variables. So we're going to go to variables. Variables. And we're going to get a day decimal block. As well as we're going to get a round block. Where that might be. Yes, there it is. Alright, so round. We need one more round block, and you'll see why later. So we're going to make day decimal times 24 minus, and we're going to make this round, put that right there and change it to floor. And next up, we need to get we're going to add our next 0 times 0 block. We're going to put it right there. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go to variables, and we're going to get day decimal again and put it in that first circle, and we're going to do day decimal times 24. Now, what's wrong with this, there is something. We want it to be multiplied by 64 because I just blanked on the reason, but that's okay. So we are going to multiply it by 64 though. So we're going to add a multiplication block and then put our entire block in there times 64. So that block was a little bumpy on my part, and I apologize for that, but it is what it is. Next up, we have our next step. This is a pretty big one, but it's pretty simple. So the first thing we are going to do is on everybody's make code, there's going to be the advanced section. We're going to need that open. But first, we're going to go to logic, and we're going to get an if-then block. An if-then block. We're going to make sure to put it in the loop. Then what we're going to do is we're going to go to logic, and we're going to get a 0 less than 0 block and put it where true is. Now what we're going to do is we're going to make it 0 is greater than 0, but we're going to go to variables and get hour. So hour is going to be great if the hour is greater than 23. Then what we're going to do is we're going to set. So we're going to go to set. We're going to set our hour to our hour minus 24. Because in Minecraft, when it hits 24, it doesn't go just to 0, 0, it'll go 24 and up, and then go to 1. And we want it to start on 0, so it goes 0, it'll start at 0, 0, and then it'll count up, like so. So what we're going to first do is we're going to get our hour, and we're going to subtract it by 24. Then we're just going to duplicate this block and put it under. But this block is going to be a little different. So we're going to click that plus to get an if then else. So now what we're going to do is we're going to make hour is less than 10. Then we're going to set the string hour to, and I gotta remove this, keep the hour function, but you can delete that block. And we're gonna go to text in the advanced options, and we're gonna get join hello world. We're gonna put that in. Oh, it's being dumb. It's whatever. Now, oh, that's my bad. Holy cow. So we're gonna make it join, and we're gonna make it join 0 hour. So that's what we're gonna do first. Then we are gonna duplicate this, and under the else part, we're going to make it set string hour to, we just want it to be join hour. So we're just gonna delete that world by hitting the minus. So now that we have this, we need to work on the minute. So we're gonna just duplicate this block, and we're just gonna change the variables. So minute, 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 and then down here it'll be string minute. String minute. Okay, so now we are on the second to last step. Let's go. We got through the tough part. So we're gonna go to blocks, and we're going to get a print hello world block. So in that block, yes, right here, print hello of grass. So this is a really cool block because it will literally just say hello with this grass. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to text, and we're gonna get join. So join hello world, we're gonna hit this plus because we need 3. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna do variables, and we're gonna do string hour, so it shows us the hour first, then our beautiful little colon to separate the hour from the seconds / minutes, and then we're gonna get string minute and put it right there. Now, what we are gonna do is you can let the kids fill it of whatever block they want. Just don't do a liquid or a block that requires a block to be standing on a block, or else the clock won't go well if they do a liquid, and the clock will literally just break if they do like seeds. So make sure it's a physical block. Wool is a nice block. I'll just do a wool. I'll do lime, because why not? And now, this is where our X, Y, and Z is going to come in. So we are going to have it build at a specific coordinate where we are. So we're going to go to world, or position, and we're going to get world position. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go to variables, and we're going to grab X, then Y, then Z. Now, the way this works is we're missing one little code block that will put this code specifically into function. But first what we have to do is we're going to go to variables, and we're going to get our hour block, just drag it out here. Then we're going to go to player, and we're going to get say. So we're going to make it say the hour. But what we could do is if we want it to be more specific, we can say the string hour. So what we'd have to do for that is we duplicate this, put that in the say, and there we go. And that's all we need for that. We won't even need the other one. But now this is a serious thing. Unless you want your chat to be literally spammed out of its world, we want to take a pause milliseconds, and we're going to make that 60,000 milliseconds before repeating this command. Now we're just going to add our final block, and we will be done. So we're going to go to player, and we're going to get on chat command jump, and we're going to title it build here. This block should be a little familiar if you ran the volcano camp, or not camp, hour. Now, what we need to do is we need to go to variables, and we're going to get set Z or X, make it a variable. Then what we're going to do is we're going to go to positions, and we're going to get position get value of X, east, and west. Put that in the circle, take out position, we don't need that. And then you're going to go to player, and you're going to get player world position. And that's how we make this block. Now you're just going to duplicate it and change the variables to match. So YZ, Y, and Z. So now if you hit play, your code will run properly. Let me get into a more open space. So at the time that I am running this, it is 4:44. So in military time, I believe that is 16:44. So if I type clock, oh wait, hold up, build here. I don't think I ran the code. Oh, I just didn't do a space. That's why. Okay, build here. Then we can back up and clock. Now it builds our beautiful clock. So like I said, oh, it built it backwards. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. So now what it's doing is it's going in and changing the clock, but it's changing it very fast. So what you could do if you really wanted to is you could up the pause to like maybe one more zero. You could just see how that goes. It's really up to you. I'll just type build here and then clock, but keep in mind adding a 0 honestly is a very awful idea because it will constantly edit it. But this does work either way. Sometimes it doesn't constantly refresh it, but sometimes it does, and that's okay. But I know why it's doing that, so we need to delete. Nope, we're good. Yep, we're good. Honestly, just make sure, just leave it at 60,000. It won't make a difference, but as real life time goes on, this time will change. So if a kid wanted, he could also have this time set to Minecraft time, but the clock won't work as well as it can because we've designed this for just real life time. So it's up to the kid on what they do. And then make sure you explain what an event is. It's a trigger, kind of, in a sense. And that's it for the lesson. So thanks for watching, and good luck on your lesson, senseis.